Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Aura Istanbul event. My name is Sinan İzgi, and I'm one of the founding partners of Aura Istanbul. Before we start, I would like to give you some information about Aura Istanbul. Architecture and Urbanism Research Academy Istanbul, shortly Aura Istanbul, is a non-profit organization and established to concentrate on applying new insights to urban and architectural practices. The Academy provides an intensive one-semester research program for participants who are interested in architecture, urban design, and urban landscape. The Academy emphasizes the exploration of architecture as a mode of culture production and aims to develop researchers' understanding of the engagement of the built environment with broader social, political, and environmental systems. Aura Istanbul is dedicated to accommodating a diversity of interests and to providing both a physical and an educational space for researchers to explore their individual objectives in a supportive studio environment. What all participants share is a desire to explore the impact of design and space making in an increasingly complex urbanized society. Today's event is about the industry spatial planning and design for productive space in a more urbanized world. Discussing the problematic relationship between the production and living spaces is becoming more and more crucial. Today's symposium is curated by Esen, Çağlar and Olgu Çalışkan. As Aura Istanbul, we are very happy to co-host this event. I would like to thank our distinguished contributors and guests for participating in this symposium and give the microphone to Esen Çağlar. Please, Esen.
Hello all. Thank you, Sinan Bey. Good afternoon to most of you. And if there are participants joining us from other countries and continents, good morning to them. As Policy Analytics Lab, PAL, which is a consultancy and think tank based in Ankara, we are very happy to collaborate with Aura Istanbul and METU on organizing this symposium, which we hope will be a very productive gathering for all of us. We, in fact, planted the seeds of this symposium through our joint work with METU on the Industrial Urbanism Studio, and which we will introduce together with Olgu in the very last session today. And also through the City and Economics series of Aura Istanbul, which we have started doing since 2017 and which are all available online at Aura's YouTube channel. Today, we have a very distinguished lineup of speakers from very different disciplines and countries, and on a very important topic. We will be discussing about spatial planning and design for productive areas at very different scales and levels, from buildings basically to countries. And most of this discussion will be done from a comparative and hopefully cross-country perspective. And I really hope that this symposium will be a great learning opportunity, not only academically, but also from the policy perspective as well. Actually, as a policy analyst myself, looking ahead into the future and especially the future of Turkey, it seems clear that we need new policies and new paradigms regarding spatial planning. And let me highlight two major points which I find quite important for our own future. And I hope we will be able to find reflections about these issues throughout the various interventions today. First of all, it looks like, especially in Turkey, we need to rethink the relationship between our cities, our urban fabric, and the industrial areas. There are a lot of mega trends, as you may all know, such as digitalization, green transformation, push for innovation, which are being discussed regularly everywhere. And these are reshaping production. Services and industry are becoming more connected and in some cases unified. And increasingly, success of the industry depends not only on the conventional manufacturing capabilities anymore, but the extent to which industry integrates non-manufacturing functions such as design, such as R&D, marketing, logistics. So the major question ahead of us is, how can the productive space respond to this? How can our industrial areas become more attractive to embrace these new megatrends? We often thought of these two, urban and industry, as two separate things, but it seems a convergence is very likely and very much needed. The second point I would like to highlight is from a more institutional perspective. And it seems also, we may have to rethink the relationship between our municipalities and our industrial areas, industrial zones. In the past, there have been a separation, or in some cases, a divorce between these two things, municipalities and industrial zones. And cities have developed in their own way, and industrial areas have grown on their own towards each other in most cases, but with a big wall between the two. So what has been the impact of this separation should be carefully assessed. And if a reunion is needed, how could this be possible is a very important question. And personally, I really hope we'll be getting some good, very useful insights and ideas about these issues throughout the symposium. And I really hope that you will find your own ideas for your own particular interest areas, like myself. And again, thanks very much for being with us today. Big thanks to Aura Istanbul and METU. And let me now give the floor to Olgu now for his opening remarks.
Thank you very much, dear Esen. Following Policy Analytics Lab, our partner in Industrial Urbanism Turkey, on behalf of the two graduate programs of Middle East Technical University, I would like to welcome all the participants and audience who will follow our symposium, Industry, Planning and Design for the Productive Space. In making this event public to the international community, I especially thank Aura Istanbul, which has already been one of the intellectual centers of the architectural and urbanism research in Turkey. Well, the main intention behind this organization was to create a kind of synergetic dialogue between the urban thinkers, researchers, designers, and practitioners on the emergent issue of reintegrating industry into our cities under the overarching theme of productive spaces, as Esen addressed. The notion itself essentially suggests an alternative imagination of the city and society, as opposed to the prevailing ideology of consumerism. Reconsidering manufacturing and technology as the generative forces of the welfare of urban societies, contemporary urban policies are currently in search for introducing new adaptive programs that embrace industry as a reclamation instrument for the cities. Then the policy dimension of the future industrial transformation of the urban areas and regions call for developing spatial planning and design strategies to regenerate and maintain the historical reciprocity between the city and the industry. In this context, what we need is to create a common operational ground between the policymakers, designers, and all the stakeholders, industrialists, managers, and of course, workers who involve in the production of production processes. From that perspective, the current symposium aims to construct a communicative domain to learn from our experiences gained in different local contexts. Therefore, last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants who responded our kind invitation positively to contribute to such an international collaboration. It will hopefully sustain itself with further occasions in the near future. So I would like to give floor to Esen Hoca to introduce Professor Eraydın for her opening speech. Thank you.